Here we are again, back at you for another episode of Opinions from Offside. What's going on with you? You all good, Kanye?
I am all good. Football today. Gutted you weren't there.
Yeah.
We needed to hold up man up top, but it was funny. It was classic playing with big boy Ali Mitchell, doing his bits as per usual.
I was young.
Good.
Yeah. Good. Strong. He is. Strong defender.
Well, he's telling me about he's playing wing back now. Like apparently Amarim's looking at him, I heard. That's what I heard. Okay.
Oh, well, couldn't do any worse, could they? Eh? Couldn't do any worse.
True that.
We still have nothing. It's a bit stressed out, but we spoke about a few things that's going on off camera, but all is all right. So even though it's the middle of the day, it's sort of time somewhere for one of these. So cracked one of these open. Yep. Great minds think. Like, what is that, the green one? Is it gluten-free or something?
Gluten-free, yeah.
Yeah. It tastes the same.
It tastes the same, but it's actually stronger as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember it. It's definitely stronger. It is 4.7.
A bit like the Dorade special.
Well, that's the blows your head off, though. Oh, yeah, it's nice. It blows your head off.
I like that. Yeah, I like it. So I've got a quick Mulby experiment for you, and the reason for these three players I'm going to throw at you will become clear in just a little while, right? So I'm thinking about a midfielder with the left foot, the wand of a left foot of Matty Taylor, right? I'm thinking about the midfield coverage and getting around in the centre of the pitch and the versatility of Michael Essien. And I'm thinking about the silky skills of Morten Gads Pedersen. What do you think?
I'll raise you. I'm gonna raise you. I'm gonna raise you the silky skills of David Dunn. You nearly choked there, didn't you? I'm going to add to you the work rate of Thomas Gravesen, but I'm going to put in the finesse and style of Tugai.
Yeah, he had style. He had
a bit of everything.
Is there a reason for those three inclusions in your little fusion player?
There is. Basically, Michael, we've had a couple of people mention this to us. I mean, I've had, in my playing days, 2 goal of the seasons to my name. Don't like to talk about it, except for every chance I get. And a top goal scorer from defence. Sure, you've had a couple of wonder goals. So we've got a goal of the month competition where we're just going to have a look. You don't know which one it is. I know which one it is. We're just going to review it. We're going to go through the goals and see. And at the end, we're going to see of the players that scored the goal. Let's make a Mulby player out of it and what position they're playing in, and we'll put them into one of the teams now that would suit them.
So we've not, although we would have seen these in history, we've not seen these or rehearsed our reactions. It's going to be a live reaction. We're going to give our live reactions to these goals, and then between the goals, we'll maybe pause it and give a little breakdown and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the technical bit now. So I'm going to try to bring in our guest, and our guest is the television screen. Right, which you're going to be playing off. Then I'm going to change the layer. So the layer is me and you, bozos, just in the corner. I was going to say that sounds a bit dodgy. Me and you in the corner just watching. I think that's one of Ali's. That's one of Ali's, isn't it?
That's one of Ali's. It's one of Ali's. It's his favourite, that.
Yeah. So let me swap that around now. Let's focus on the TV. So from what year is this? Goal of the month?
2006, I think.
I was going to say what we could have done, but we can't now because I already asked you. We could have got the viewers to let us know if they knew what year it was. But this wasn't even
vote for their favourites.
Yeah, this wasn't even goal of the season, was it? This was goal of the month.
Goal of the month. Outrageous.
Right. So are we ready?
So are you taking the first one? I think you should take the first one.
If you want, or we just review them together. Both have a little say, whatever you prefer.
Go on, right. We'll see the first one. We'll get it in. Big Adrian Childs.
Christmas present for you now. A really rather cracking December goal of the month competition. Pick a winner from this lot.
Here we are. Goal of the month. Keith Gillespie. Hell of a winger.
Rozzy though.
It's gonna be a volley, isn't it? Get in there. Yeah.
It's a finish.
That is a finish. So now, that was different. I thought that was going to be like knee over the ball. As you're told, didn't you? Get your knee over the ball to keep it down. Let it roll and lean back on it. Yeah. What do you think of that finish?
Mate, the style and technique. We were literally talking about this today with Phil, like about bringing the ball down straight up. It's an hard technique to do, but I mean, through bodies, high up in the air from the long throw. I mean, you'd say it's a Stoke goal, but really nowadays it's an Arsenal goal. It's an Arsenal goal.
Same team, isn't it, really? Same team.
I mean, tell you what, Keith Gillespie, did he hit the heights he should have?
No, see, no. He had a good spell where he played at Newcastle, didn't he? Played at Blackburn, I think. Played for the Irish team, didn't he? But no, he was like he was kind of like a McManaman if you ordered him on Temu, wasn't he?
Oh, savage.
Is that harsh? Do you think that's harsh? I thought they were similar players. What do you think?
I mean, it's harsh but fair. It's harsh but fair. Because to be fair, I think he was one of the players made by that generation of footballer where came from United that played 4-4-2 with wingers. He had Kanchelskis, Giggs, those sort of players he was playing with, Lee Sharp. They were out and out wingers. None of this cutting inside on the introvert, inside forwards. He was, listen, get me the ball, I'll drop a shoulder and I'll whip a ball in. Like, he was part of the Andy Cole transfer, wasn't he? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
He was very much that sort of player, which is, as a forward, it would have been your dream because you know when the ball's coming in and you know exactly what he's doing. As a fullback, listen, once you've done it once, I know what you're doing. Could you then mix it up again? Especially with today's modern fullbacks who can do a bit of everything. Yeah, but good player. I think Keith Gillespie is one of those players where he can only be as good as those around him. I don't think he can ever stand out because he needs support. He's never going to get the goals himself. He'll get you 10 assists a season, 0 goals, 1 goal. So
you know when we talk about like certain shirts or certain strips and it makes you think of a player, I've got a weird one here. When I think of Keith Gillespie, what player comes to your mind? And it ain't necessarily a teammate. Just from that era, who pops in your head? There might not even be any logic unless you think of the same player as me.
Paul Kitson.
Paul Kitson's a shout. They looked similar as well, didn't they? That bog brush haircut, that sort of short, spiky hair. No, I don't know why. I'm thinking of Jason McAteer. Trigger.
Trigger.
Do you know the story? Do you know the Trigger story?
No.
So when he went to, it must have been Liverpool, they were all going around the dressing room saying their nicknames or whatever, and there was already a player, I forget the player, but there was already one called Trigger. And he was like, and then Neil Ruddock was like, well, you can't be Trigger, we've already got a Trigger, so you could be Macca or whatever. And he goes, oh, all right then, no worries. He went, have you got a nickname, Razor? Have you got a nickname, Razor? That's fucking quality.
That's a straight red. It's a straight red.
That is a straight
red. Down the tunnel, get out of here.
You see this goal, though? This reminds, again, probably would have been a similar era. Perhaps this one would have been a bit before. It reminds me of that famous Cantona goal, that volley in the green and yellow strip, where it comes out, but it takes a touch. Yeah, it takes a touch first and then volleys it. Tees it up and controls it. Yeah, I'm sorry, is that bad memories? Controls it, then the inside of his foot, and then volleys it. Reminds me of that sort of flight of the ball. Do you not think?
Pretty sure that was the Spice Boys FA Cup final, I think. Sure it was.
Oh, with the white suits, you turned up with the white suits on.
Yeah.
Was you wearing one as well, or was you still Leeds then?
I think I was still Leeds. So I was wearing white regardless.
White anyway. Fair enough. Right. What happens? Are there any replays of this, or is straight on to the next one?
Let's have a look.
I'll tell you what, if there's a replay, we'll watch the replay again. If it just before it goes on to the next one, we'll mark that one out of 10, each of us, and we'll see where we get on the averages.
Hey, let's not forget, that's big Neil Warnock. Go on, son.
Oh, yeah. Super Neil Warnock.
Well, that's it. That was it. Marking out of 10.
Right, so, I mean, it's a banger, but compared to some of the others I suspect we're going to see from the era, I'm going to give that a strong 7. What do you reckon? I'm
going to 5.
Here, oh man, please. Right, so that gives us a 6 on average between us both, doesn't it? Right, so that's strong. That's a 6 on the board for old Keith Gillespie.
Keep it.
So now we've got Morton against Pedersen.
Big Morton.
Is he wearing an Alice band? Is he wearing a hairband that's under description?
On his weak
Oh,
foot.
come on. Yeah, behave. Cuts inside. So you were just talking about inverted wingers, weren't you? And coming
Yeah.
in from the flank. Yeah, coming in from the left. I'm whacking it. I don't know if that was quite top bins, but it was good enough. What do you make of that?
I mean, that's our, to be fair, weak foot, top bin, like that's top bin for me. Like it's top bin enough where I'd call that a top binner. What a finish from the distance as well. I didn't even see against Newcastle. So that's not a bad keeper they got in goal. 2006 would be Cernacek, Xhaka, maybe even Shea. Might even be Big Shea given in there.
Yeah, it might have been given. I didn't even notice. I wasn't even looking at the keeper, to be honest. Would that more against Pedersen and Tuga? They'd have played together, wouldn't they, at Blackburn?
Yeah, they did. I think two guys in that picture. Because remember that Blackburn team? They had Brett Emerton, Lucas Neal. They had Tugai, David Dunn, David Bentley, Morton Gamps Pedersen, Rocky Santa Cruz. It's a team, that. It's an hell of a team.
Yeah. Do you remember Henry Lansbury?
Henry Lansbury.
Yeah. Do you remember him?
Remember Henry Lonsdale?
Who was Lonsdale?
Just some guy that used to be called Henry that used to wear Lonsdale at Sports Direct when I worked there.
You know, one Bentley, the one that retired at about 27 because he didn't like football. He was meant to be the next Beckham.
Yeah, opened a bar in Mallorca. Didn't like football.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he retired at 29, I think it was. Just retired. And the story goes, he opened a bar in Mallorca. Just had enough. Made his money. Did enough to do what he needed to do. He's out of there. See you later. Thanks. Cheers. All the best.
Do you know what? More power to him. Like, if it's not your passion and you've earned your money and you've got your dough and you can get out there and do something else, be happy in your life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think... Yeah, he shouldn't have to do it just because he's good at it. How many times do you go, oh, but you're good at it? Like me with the singing. Like, if I could do something else that I could like be passionate about, I would do it. But people go, oh, you can't stop because, you know, you're good at it. But as I always point out, I'm sure there's prostitutes and porn stars that are good at their job, but they don't necessarily feel good about themselves. Do you know what I mean? So for him to make his money, get out and then do something, he's obviously sitting, living in the sun. Nice one, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. Did you like that analogy?
It's an analogy. Yes. I mean, I'd look at something a bit more like PG, but I like it.
Fair enough. So what we score in that from Water against Pedersen, cutting inside, banging it with a weak foot, top corner.
I'll be knocking that one out at a 7, an 8, maybe 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
Yeah.
Right, so for easy maths, I'll match you 7.5. So we've got Keith Gillespie at a 6, and we've got Water against Pedersen at a 7.5. Now we've got the left foot, which you know what this left foot was, don't you?
The wand.
It was a wand of a left foot. It was a wand of a left foot. So let's have a look at this from Matty Taylor. Was this the volley? He loved the long shot and all, didn't he? Oh, we got Water against Pedersen again. Yeah, he did. He loved the long shot. Loved the volley. Loved the long. Oh, did you notice or not?
No.
Right, so this is Matty Taylor against the Toffees. Ball breaks. Goodness me.
Right.
Idea.
Just sit down and take it.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Look at on the volley, the spin on it and all. That's outside of the boot. That's across the instep, cutting across it and all, isn't it?
Right, that is outrageous. For one, to see the keeper off his line. 2, to have the bollocks to do it. 3, to react to it. And don't forget, you've got players in that team. You've got to have Harry up on the sideline. You've got players in that team where if you spag that, they're giving you loads because there's players in that team with ability where you can play an easy pass. Mate, the thing is, this is one of the things which I feel like what's changed from this football era watching now to nowadays. Everything nowadays is played so fucking safe. Yeah. That if you tried that in a game, you'd be getting, what are you doing? Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, keep the ball.
Yeah.
Like, but the freedom to do that, I mean, that's outrageous. There's just the volley, the technique of it, brilliant.
That's exactly the word I was going to say. Like, players back then played with freedom. You're allowed to be creative. Like, the likes of Joe Cole, the likes of like attempts like that from Matty Taylor, the likes of, we spoke about him a lot, like God, like Letitia. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't get players like that now, like, especially because, first of all, like, you know, Letitia in particular wasn't athletic enough for today's game. But you wouldn't have people turning on the star or whatever. Like I always felt with Joe Cole, like his flair was coaxed out of him, especially under Mourinho. You know what I mean? It was coaxed out of him. So to see people make it, I mean, you do see goals occasionally like that, but to see a goal like that, an effort like that, it's audacious. And if I'm not wrong, I think he's in this competition twice. I think he's got two entries in this. Yeah, so that was something else. He played for West Ham for a time as well, Matty Taylor. What are you rating that? I'm going to give that pretty beefy mark. What do you reckon?
Mate, that's a 9 for me. That's a 9.5. That's right up there. That's
exactly what I'm thinking. I'm going to go 9 as well. Shall we agree on 9? Then we've got a clear leader. Yeah, clear leader. That's 9. But there's room for excellence. There's room for something special.
It could have hit the bar and gone in. That's about it. But technically, hitting the bar and going in is not on target. So you could have done more. It's perfect. It's almost perfect. I don't see anything getting anywhere as close to that. But we'll see. We'll see.
You see how he's hit that, and from behind it, he's hit across it on the volley, right? Yeah. He's hit across it, and he's used the top of his foot on the volley, that meaty bit. You know when you hit a volley and you know it feels right, it like cushions off you. You can feel the bounce the minute you hit it. Just follow through, and you knew. But here's the thing: it started to curl and dip to the left. So that in the game is what you call putting a bit of fucking swaz on it. He had a bit of swaz on it.
A bit of swaz?
Put a bit of swaz on it, and he did. Beautiful goal.
Put a dunk on it, but I've never heard that.
Put a dunk on it. I don't know that one here. That's how you hit it with swaz. That's what you do if you're hitting a free kick and all, and you're getting a bit of dip and curl on it, making sure you bend your knee and whip it. That's putting a bit of swaz on it, so it moves.
Oh, I'll have to try that next time I'm playing. I'm going to put a bit of swaz on this one.
Get a bit of swaz.
We at the football like a big bendy one. Like to put a big bendy one on it. That's what Christian says. Give it a big bendy one.
I'm glad you don't mind a big bendy one, mate. You're not that particular, are you?
To be fair, I'm not really too fussed on bananas.
I was going to say that's why they call you Banana Man. Yeah, right, what we got next?
Next one, we're going to we're going to Chelsea.
Let's see if there's any swaz on it. So Michael, what a player, by the way. For 2 seasons, he was arguably one of the best in the world, if not the best.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at this. Oh, stop. Yeah, see that in my book, that's top bins. Not a lot of swaz on it, but he's hit a rip and sheen at there. Look. Oh, there is a bit of swaz on it, and it weren't as top corner as I thought. There is some swaz on it.
That's a hit and a half, mate. From that sort of, I'm pretty sure that game he was playing right back as well. And you're right. For me, for 2 years, he was the best player around. And I think if his name would have been Michael Smith, Michael Hermosa, especially if he'd have been Italian, he would have won Ballon d'Ors. He was so fucking good. Just an absolute monster. Box to box. To me, probably your first real box to boxer who had a set skill. So you look at Vieira was a box to boxer, but he was defensive that went forward. Essien was just boom, 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 whichever side you need me, I'll do whatever. And he went side to side and everything. He was so good. Like literally, when I play centre mid, I am Michael Essien from Wish. I've just got no fitness, no stamina, no ability, no shooting, no left foot, no passing, no nothing. But I can run. Not like that, but no.
And you can put some swaz on it.
Oh, the swaz is always there. The swaz is always there. This
is why I said about in the little fusion Molby experiment one, Matty, people are getting it now with the sort of skill of Morten Gans Pedersen and the wand of a left foot by Matty Taylor. And that's why I mentioned in the attributes, Essien's, the amount of ground he could cover and the versatility he had getting around. Like he said, he could get down the left, get down the right, proper box to box, powerful, and that sort of shot, the power, you could see the power in that shot. That's the kind of shot that Declan Rice ducks out of. You know what I mean? Especially if he's playing against West Ham. Shots fired.
Ooh. I mean, I did see the little clip where the West Ham fans are shouting, you should have signed for a big club to him.
I know. Did you see him on the bench crying as well? Got subbed off after 56 minutes and embarrassed. And I like him. I like Rice.
Do you know what? He didn't have too bad of a game. I just think with the game I watched, I just thought that West Ham were just so good with how they were playing him, especially with not having a forward. Moreno didn't really get much of a sniff. I know Arsenal had lion's share of possession and the territory was good, but they didn't do a lot with it. It's crazy they've not looked at, like, they didn't bring anyone else in, but what can you do? You can't put someone in there because you scored 2 goals against, like, second bottom of the league, Leicester, because you struggled.
Yeah,
Like, that's crazy for me. But I mean, Marino's a good player. But is he that stand-up top forward who does the dirty work, is the wall that you need, or does the dirty bits that forwards don't want to do nowadays? The little, I'm going to stand here and push the defence back to allow players to get on it. But I mean, if you see the goal, Matty Taylor's goal before, who's there pushing the defence back to get the ball? It's Benjana. He's doing the dirty work to allow other players to get on it. Always go back to it.
Yeah. Arsenal would have been doing anything. They'd have been on their hands and knees for a Aubameyang back for that game and for the rest of the season. That's what they need, an number 9. And they've not strengthened in January, and it's affected them, I think. But, it's how it is, especially with Liverpool picking up the points yesterday. As we record this, they won 2-0 at Man City. I didn't see any of that game. Did you watch that game?
I did indeed. I loved it. I mean, you would love this bit. In the first half, Jeremy Doku dribbled past Trent Alexander-Arnold 8 times.
Well, he overall, I was going to send you it. He beat him 11 times during the game, right? And it's now a new record that Trent don't want, even though he's a great defender, according to you. But he's now got, like, his all-time defender who's beaten the most times in a game. But from what I heard, Doku was beating him, but they're not doing anything with the ball. Because when he was getting past him, but not crossing.
Yeah, when he was beating him in areas with nothing on offer. So, like, as a defender, if you're going to get past me, but you're going towards the corner flag, you can do that. That's not, to me, if that counts as a beat, that's sound. And that was 3 or 4 of them. And then a couple of times he beat him, like, he blocked him from coming back inside because that's where he wanted to go. So, to me, I thought it weren't the stats will say, oh, he was terrible. He wasn't terrible. He was clever defending. You can go past me. I'm leading you down the garden path. You can go. No, listen. What would you rather do? Jeremy Doku will tear majority of fullbacks up. Yeah, Doku is a brilliant individual 1-on-1. But when he was going past Trent, this is just as regardless of who it was. This is just anyone defending. To me, as a fullback, you can go past me if you're going nowhere. I'll give you an example of what it is. You when someone megs you, but you don't mind, you let them meg you because there's nothing behind them and your man's there, it's that. That's what this
never
was.
Happened, wouldn't know. Well, never happened.
Because you don't track back.
It's like you saying, the goalkeeper letting 18 goals, but he was just luring the other team into a false sense of security. It was tactical. What you've done, I know, right, let me change that.
You're talking too long.
I know, let me change it over. You can get back to where we was. Where was the last goal that we just had? That was Michael Essien. What we grading that? I don't think that was as good as the Matty Taylor goal. No, it was a banger. It was a thunderbolt. I'm not sure where we're rating that.
I'm putting that one down to an 8.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with 8.5 maybe. So yeah, I would say. Well, let's say. Go on.
The reason why I've gone for that as well, it's against Arsenal. The magnitude of the game as well, and it's so far out. I'm sure it's Lehmann in goal. The Invincible's goalkeeper. It's a hell of a hit past Arsenal. You've got to do something special. Yeah, opposition helps as well.
Big Jens Lehmann.
I think it's Jens, or is it? It could be Almunia.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was more of a number 2 though, wasn't he?
What, he was shit? You're right, he was shit.
Yeah. Or do you remember Alex Meninga?
Brilliant number 2. Number 2.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy to go for an 8. I know I'd say if I'd go 8.5, and then so we've got 8.25 there in quick maths because I think I'd rate that Essien goal for the power and the swag. Little bit more swaz on it. Bit better than the Morton Gad Pedersen goal. Would you reckon?
Right. Yeah, I'm happy with an 8.5. Hell of a strike.
Right, come on. Right, what's the next one?
You're trying to see who's in goal.
Oh no, so this is it
as well. Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Do
you know what? All it needed was to be a bit higher and a bit more in the top corner, wasn't it? Like, look at that. It was a great goal. Had some swerve. That's middle of the net, isn't it? That's not really.
That's Lehmann in goal as well.
That is Lehmann in goal. Oh, yeah, we were just talking about a man like Bentley. So
Yeah.
David Bentley, the bar owner, bit of pace here, bit of pace down the flank. When right footers played on the right wing,
Oh, I
that's
mean,
saucy, isn't it?
I mean,
The
to
strike's good.
hit
Yeah,
it and hit the roof of the net. Cool, it's a strike and off that from that angle.
yeah. The strike's banging. I think what makes that flowery and what makes that spectacular is the knock around, knocking the ball around him and running around him first is what gives that the sauce.
And then running half the length of the pitch before nailing it like that. Yeah, it's an effort from Big Bentley. I mean, he had a peg on him. He had a peg. It's not a one because it's on the right hand side. So
exactly. If it was left, it'd be a want.
It would be a want.
We need to create a term for a beautiful right foot. We need to be trendsetters, I think, really. Then you know what I think?
I think that we could put that down to the comments, and if we can get some comments on that, and then we'll forever refer to it as whatever is there.
That is exactly what we need. We need some comments below. If it's a wand of a left foot, wand of a left peg, what is a right foot? What is a beautiful right foot? Because Bentley definitely had that. Like I think what was maybe part of I don't know, but maybe part of the reason that he didn't enjoy football so much was all the comparisons with David Beckham. Like, you know, he was a right-sided player when he had the delivery. You know, he wasn't a bad-looking fella. Do you think maybe that got in his head?
See, I think with that, then, if that's the case, why are you copying his hairstyle? If you don't, I don't think. To me personally, I don't think that would have been the issue. I just genuinely think football at that level wasn't for him. I just think he did that because he was good at it. He made a career out of it, and like we've seen it. So there's certain type of players, people we've seen where, say for example, singing. If we went by you, when it's a living, it's not a hobby. You know what I mean? No. So it's completely different. If you were just a karaoke singer, you enjoy going out and singing karaoke, you might do it probably more than you actually sing because you enjoy doing it. It's your choice. If you then want to go, I don't want to do it for a month, you don't do it for a month. But when it's a job, it's not the same thing. So I love interacting with people, but when it becomes your job, when it's the bar or stuff like that, it can get tedious and you can just go, you know what? It's not like I want to do it now, but I have to do it. And it changes your mindset as to do you enjoy it as much. And if he's made himself enough money where, you know what, I don't need to stick this out for 5 more years, especially when you consider he had injury issues. It's a lot of effort to come back from an injury. Like to get to that level of fitness again, it's effort. And then you diet and maybe you just want to, you know what, I want to go and have a burger. I've earned my money now. Fuck this. I just want to go and eat and chill. I could understand why he would do that. I wouldn't say it's the Beckham comparison. I just think maybe his personality or his lifestyle, what's important to him, wasn't football. And once he's got what he needed out of it, sound, I'm out.
You know what? I think you're right and all. And it's like the old, whenever something becomes a job and not your hobby, like you lose a bit of the love for it. No matter what you're doing, like you're saying about singing or interacting with people, if you have to do it every night, no matter if you feel ill, what your mood's like, if you've had a row with a missus, if you've had stress in your personal life. I mean, we enjoyed doing this, but like if someone was paying us like £1 million an episode to do it, you know, I think I'd suffer that. But no, you say that now, but still you'd get to the point where if we had to do it every day at say 5 o'clock or whatever, there'd be times where about 3 o'clock you'd be going, oh, fucking hell, I've got to do that. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, I know somebody whose son was on the PGA golf tour, like a professional golfer. And it was at the point where if he went into a tournament, even if he came dead last, he was getting like a few grand, like a few bags, right? So across the year, he was making like a minimum with sponsorship and whatever of like 250,000, $250,000 a year, no matter what. The last time I saw him, I said, how's your boy doing? He went, yeah, he's giving it up. He's a plumber now. And he's gone to do something else. And I was like, really? He was like, he's hot whirling it. He didn't enjoy it. He was like, Dad, look, yeah, I know I can do it. Like, I'm never going to be Tiger Woods. I can make a decent living, but I have to do it like, it was at like some sort of sports college in America. And he's like, I have to hit 1,000 golf balls a day, like rain or shine, no matter how I'm feeling. I have to play like, 36 holes a day, hit a load of balls on the range. And he was just like, he's now like, obviously from doing that, he's like David Bentley, he's got a bit of money behind him, he's got the security, he's got to do something that he's passionate about. Do you know what I mean? So I sort of can understand that, can't you?
Absolutely. I reckon, and he'll probably still play golf, just he's probably more comfortable not playing at that level where it's just chilled, relaxed, and especially with golf. Golf is sort of like, I know you play against people, but it's a very like solo sport. It doesn't matter what the other person does. If you do your thing, you win. Similar to darts, like it's, even though you're playing individuals and stuff like, so I can understand that. I can completely get that, but that doesn't change the fact, though. Go on.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
No, go on. Age before beauty.
Well, I was age before beauty. I was just going to say, like golf, a lot like things like snooker, when they're individual sports, they say that the biggest part of golf is like this big, like between the ears. Like it's in your mind, it's your brain, it's your state of mind. And if you're not happy, that can, especially with something like golf, I don't play golf, but I can imagine if you're like fucking shanking it and spooning it to the left every time you tee off or whatever, because you know your technique, but your mind's not right. Then it's, you're chasing it, and I can imagine that's like mental torture. The same as like the snooker comparison. Like you break and you're not playing very well. You sit down and your opponent knocks in a long red, and you sat there until he misses. Like it can be arduous on the brain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can see him just like dig the phone out and just like, no, exact this off. I'm not interested. Like, but yeah, I reckon that will be it. It's more of a mental thing, and I think that's the same when you look at Bentley and stuff like that. Mentally, being a footballer, some people are made for that sort of thing. Some people are not. Some people couldn't do anything different. So you see footballers when they retire, they don't know what to do with themselves, and when they've got all that money and what to do with it, and there's so many vices that you can jump into. It's easily done, but Anyway, enough about that sensible stuff. We're here reacting to goals.
Well, I was just going to say boxing's the same as that. Like the amount of boxers that go off the rails and turn to drinking drugs once they're out of the ring and they're finished. But yeah, you're right. Let's get back to the goals. Matty Taylor's still in the lead with his hurlwitzer from let's call it 93 yards. So it's all to play for. We've just had SEN. It's a strong contender, but it's not quite cutting the mustard.
Well, that was David Bentley's. We got to rank David Bentley's.
Oh yeah, David Bentley's goal was a cracker. I'm giving that a strong 8. I think that's an 8. That's nothing. It's not a contender, but it's a great effort.
See, I'm going to put it 8.5 purely because running that distance at full pelt is tiring. At the angle he was on, and then to hit the roof of the net, I'm going to put it above SEN's just a little bit, just because it's a ball coming across you like that. It's easier to hit. I've got one of my goals of the season was like that, and I'm going to go that. I'm going to go that way. If I can do that, there's it all.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going 8 and you're going 8.5, that gets us like 8.25, the same as SEN. So we're going to need a ruling from the comments as to which one was better, SEN's or Bentley's. So that we're going to need a ruling. So Tom Huddleston, I remember him being a good passer. And I remember him being the next big thing for the under-21s. But then he didn't really. He's another one. He's another one for our wasted English talent. Like I don't think he ever fulfilled the potential that he was billed at. What do you reckon?
I think Huddleston was built to be outrageously good. He had everything. One of the lads I used to work with out here, he's played against him when he was at Derby, and he said he just couldn't get near him. Built like a machine, could move. I just personally think he was like, if he'd have played now, I think he'd have been outrageous. If he'd have played in another country, I think he'd have been outrageous. I just think looking at where he played, well, he said he went to Spurs. I mean, I don't need to say anymore. He's
got that Spurs stench on him. That's what's ruined him.
No, I think he was so good, technically so good. Injuries played a part in it. I think he got given like a little label of being lazy because of his size, and he just sort of sat in the middle. He got sort of labelled as a little bit lazy because he didn't move about a little bit, but he didn't need to. He was so good on the ball, you couldn't get near him. Left foot, right foot, just a machine and just a unit, an absolute unit. But because of his size as well, he got pushed back into centre back every now and again a few times. Like, well, he's not a centre back. He's just a baller. Leave him in the CDM position in a 3. I think he'd been outrageous. But I think his time, he didn't really have many teams that played 3 in the middle.
No, so let's have a look at what he can do. Big Tommy Huds.
Trying to stay on side is the main challenge for the club. On the left-hand side.
Coming back inside on the volley.
Oh, the Techers. The checkers.
So I'll go first. Look at this. Coming inside. Is that a volley or half volley? Let's call that on the volley, isn't he? It's kept it low.
It's an half. It's an half, that.
Yeah, is that an half? Kept
So
it
it's an
low.
half volley.
Yes, kept it. Got his body over the ball. Got his knee over the ball. Kept it low. Yeah, that's an half volley. Yeah.
Go on, what are you rating it?
Shit. 1 out of 10. Spurs player.
See, I'm going to give that one. You know what? I'm going to give that one a stick. I'm going to give it a 6 purely because keeper should save it.
Yeah,
Very close to the keeper. Yeah, very close to the keeper. I'm giving that a 6. He's done everything he needs to do, but yeah.
Yeah, he didn't find the corner there. Keeper should have done better. That's hard to time that on an half volley. Like arguably, obviously, an half volley arguably is harder to time than a volley. Like hitting a volley sweep is hard enough, but just letting it bounce and then hitting it without shanking it or skying it is hard to do. So the technique was good. Could have done better. Wasn't miles out. Probably one of the least impressive of what we've seen. I think I'll match you and meet you on a 6 out of 10 there. To be honest.
Well, I don't know if you know this. My old friend Chris Chibbs.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about Chris Chibbs' famous comment at football once?
No.
Ball dropped to him. He tried to do a volley, missed it, and went, "Oh, they're the Irish ones to hit the volleys in the air."
Brilliant. As opposed to the volleys that roll along to your feet, like along the ground. Dear oh dear. Is he still following the Plymouth around? He's Plymouth, isn't he?
His crew.
Oh, is he Crew? Sorry, Jibs.
Crew.
Yeah, I knew he was someone like that. Yeah, he's Crew. That's the Crew Alexander. That's right. We spoke about this because they had a hell of a youth team when I was growing up, and just after that, I think that's where Dean Ashton came from. I think he went from Crew to Norwich. Yeah.
Yeah. Dean Ashton, Robbie Savage, Danny Murphy. Few players.
What about good players? What about good players, though?
Pass. Next goal.
Yeah, valiant effort by Huddleston. Oh, here we go. Big fat Frank. 10 men could carry Lampard. 10 men, 9 men, 8 men, 7 men, 6 men, 5 men, 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, 1 man, and a forklift truck. Could carry Lampard. I tell you what, the touchy side. Bit of swag on it. Bit of swag on it, Fraser.
Hey, on the instep as well, it's a lovely strike, floating into the top binner. I mean, although I want my keeper to do better. Maybe I'm being harsh. It's not like it's got lobbed over him. I want my keeper to do better there.
Moving around though, in fairness to the keeper, he is moving about a bit.
Who, Lampard or the ball?
Both. Lampard after you hit it, still wobbling. Fucking shout, but yeah. The ball's moving about a bit after he's hit it. He's curling. Looked like he was going towards him and it started moving away from him. And it was nice and high. It was a good goal. I'm giving that a good 8.5. What about you?
I'm going 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, please.
I think that's one of those where sometimes you just hit them and it's just a wonder hit. I don't think it's like Bentley's. You've got to knock it past the man you've ran. You've got to the box. Essien's is technique. It's a good strike, but I think that's one of them where it's just a hit. I put that more down to the ball.
Yes, and Devil's Avocado. He used to do one of them a month. It wasn't like you just hit them and it went in. He used to score a lot of long shots like that from outside the box, and he was famous for arriving late in the box and finishing. But he scored a hell of a lot of goals, especially for Chelsea from the midfield. Like he was great with a long shot. Like you're going to find if we do this as a regular thing, you're going to see a lot of Frank Lampard hurlwitzers outside the box. You know what I think?
Yeah, but I still want my keeper to do better there.
Yeah, but that's not Lampard's fault, is it?
No, but if it's goal of the month, you should be beating keepers regardless. I think a better keeper saves that. I think a keeper nowadays, with the athleticism of the goalkeepers, saves that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I might agree with that. but he definitely dribbles that past, nutmegs Trent Alexander-Arnold first, then gets a shot away if it's nowadays.
Maybe he does, but as long as Trent's wearing the white of Real Madrid, I don't give a fuck. Moving on.
So we've got an average of 8 there for Frank, which has got him down. I'll see Drogba. I like Drogba. Strong old player.
I remember this one.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Bang. Yeah, that's a beauty, isn't it?
Mate, man like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Drog. That's the knee over it. That dips, fucking hell. That's middle of the goal, but that looks like it's going over and it dips. Like that the way that seems to be like going over them dips reminds me of that Paye free kick against Palace, where it looked like it was going wickedly wide, just came back in. Like that's got a bit of swaz. Yeah, that's got a bit of swaz on it when it's dipping like that. You know what I mean? For that to get over the keeper with that power and then to violently dip back down again, that's got some top spin on it. Do you know what I mean?
Violently dip. I like that saying.
That's what I'm planning on doing later, whether she likes it or not.
With that, I mean, that's route one. I mean, this is one of the things that I think what we spoke about earlier with the freedom of football. Not many teams go route one now. That's route one. You know what? And this is an all-conquering Chelsea team with Michael Essien, Frank Lampard, John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho, Ashley Cole, Paulo Ferreira, Damien Dorf, Ian Robin, Shevchenko's in that team. Shevchenko wins the header.
What about good players, though?
There was Bossingwa.
Right, yeah.
Like the touch and the strike is wicked. Like to get on the flick, to play route one, to push them back, and then to think, you know what, I'm in a position. And the reason why I'd put that one higher than Lampard's is I don't care. The keeper's in the right position there. You ain't getting that. It's just hit so well, even though it's straight at him. It's hit. I mean, the keeper's just off his 6-yard line, literally just off, and to get lobbed like that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen when Big Nathan Vaness lobbed Ali Mitchell when Ali was on the 6-yard line on the volley. Outrageous, Big Nath.
Nice. That's not Nathan's goal, but Drogba's goal. That's a contender for me. I don't know if I rate it as high as Matty Taylor, just for the audacity and the distance, but I'm loving the dip on it. I'll be interested to know your score because I'd probably be comfortable going at a 9. And then it kind of depends where you go as to whether that's a contender or as good as Matty Taylor. I'm
gonna go. What did I say? Matty Taylor's was 9.
We agreed on 9. Both went 9.
I'm gonna have to go with Drogba's 8.75 then because Matty Taylor's was the volley off the rebound. The reaction just made it otherworldly for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Matty Taylor's is still in the lead by a nose. I'll also give that a 9. You give that an 8.75. That gets us a lick off a 9, that gets us in Drogba in second place. And that there can't be many left. Snoop Drog. So what we got next?
Paulio's goals. Remember this one?
Oh, this is bound to be a volley. Yeah, here we go. Now that's timing, bro.
That's ridiculous, ain't it? Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's timing. Yeah. There's that technique again. Oh, that's one of them. Can you go back a touch? I know we weren't doing this, but can you go back a touch? That's one of them I was talking about when it comes off your foot and it has a little spring. Like when you hit someone and you feel that little jolt down your wrist, you know you caught it right. That's catching it right. The way that comes off his foot, just here, look, bang, just that little extra spring. The ball almost goes flat because you timed it perfectly. He knew that was in the minute he made contact. He knew that was in. And you get something like that. What do you think of that?
Like that's on par with Matty Taylor's. The reason why, if that would have been further to the corner, that beats Matty Taylor's. But I mean, that to me is a combination of your like Drogba's, where it's perfectly hit with the dip, but with Matty Taylor's just purely for the fact that. But then again, I can be devil's avocado. That's come from a height. To drop down that far, that's come from a height. So
that's what I mean about.
I'm putting it out there on a 9.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, That's my thing. Matty Taylor's looks more spectacular because of the distance, and he hits across it as well with a bit of swerve on it. Scholes, he keeps that flat. Like, there's no danger of that going over the bar. Like, to hit that, we talked about getting over it, getting over the ball. He's caught that perfect, and that's come from out of the air. Like, you can hit 10 of them from that height and not time them as perfectly as that. So I'm going to go 9 as well. And if nothing beats both of them, we're going to need the comments to let us know in the tiebreaker who they prefer. But I'm happy with that. That's a 9 as well. That's a beauty. Robin Van. Oh, I think this was the volley, wasn't it? For Arsenal.
No,
Was this the one?
you're thinking the Charlton one.
Yeah. No, that's right. Inside. That's all right.
I mean,
you see Salah do it every week.
Do you know what, though? That's a great goal, just not in this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I mean, I'm putting that down as a 5, and that's not a dig. I'm putting that down as a 5 purely for the competition.
The standard's so high.
Yeah. No dig at the goal because you've still got to do it. But yeah, because the competition beats that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was thinking of that volley against Charlton. That's what I thought was going to be in there. Different sort of time. He
sort of hurdles the player's foot. I think it's Mark Fish. He hurdles his foot to nail the volley. Like, outrageous. Absolutely outrageous.
Imagine not only nailing a scissor kick volley, but jumping over a fish first. Needs extra points. So, yeah, that's a 5 for me. That's not even a contender. That's pretty low down. Great goal, but again, not in this company. Not in this company.
Well, that's it.
So that's it. Right. So you need to let us know in the comments below if we've overlooked anything, if we've been too harsh, if we've been too kind. To recap, we had Keith Gillespie's banger. We had Morgan Pedersen cutting in from the right, putting in the top corner. We had Matty Taylor, who's the joint first place for us, with an audacious volley from just miles out from downtown. We had SEN's fucking absolute thunder cunt of a strike. That's actually a technical term. We had David Bentley knocking the ball around the defender, outpacing him, keeping the legs to smash it in the roof of the net. We had Big Fat Frank putting a bit of swaz on it in the top bins away from the keeper. We had Didier Drogba's outrageous flick on touch and lob with dip over the top of the keeper, which I'm putting in joint second, which would go down to third, depending on the vote from our viewers on YouTube. Paul Scholes also joined first just because of the technique of plucking it out of the air and hitting that. And then we've got Robin Van Persie. It's a great goal, but a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of them. So you can let us know. We need a little tie break from the subscribers and the viewers of Opinions from Offside. Do you fancy more Matty Taylor's thunderbolt or Paul Scholes' beautiful technique? Or is there something else that you think's a contender? Let us know. Let us know, Greg. Let us know, Beanie. Let us know, Marco. Let us know all the people that watch regularly and everybody else, and give us what you think. Well, what do you think? How would you assess the overview of what we just watched there?
I mean, I feel like you've done this on purpose, but you've missed out Tom Huddleston. Is that a Spurs thing?
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I've done that. Oh, I want an oversight. I can't believe I didn't even mention the Spurs player. So, yeah, we've also got some chubby fella that used to play with Spurs that didn't amount much. So he's whatever his name was.
You talking about
Tom, no, not him, no. Tom, we're talking about Tom Puddlefoot or whatever his name was. So, yeah, let us know, Huddleston's. Let us know what you think of that. No, also a great goal, very central. Volley was a good goal. Let us know what you think. So, for me, that's a lot of fun doing that. And I think people are going to, I don't know, I could be wrong. I think people are going to enjoy us taking a little look over it and breaking down some of them goals. Let us know as well if you've got like a particular goal in a month from any country. It could be La Liga or Serie A or whatever. If you've got some goals you want us to break down, and we'll do it and we'll talk about it and give our opinions from offside. What do you think?
Tell you what would be good. It'd be good if you've got a month that you'd like to do. Come on and talk to us with us. Let's do it. Let's do it together.
Nice.
Let's get you one.
Yeah.
If you've got an idea, if you want to do one with us, if you know your goals. I mean, I've played with some players that know how to hit a ball, like have ability. I mean, down at Yeah,
I want to talk about it.
It's all about the goal you showed me from Ronner.
All right, yeah, good goal.
Wait, he did that Van Persie, dropped inside and bent it to the far corner? You know, one of them?
Yeah, man, we only rated that 4, didn't we? We only gave him a 4, bless him.
Compared to this, I mean, it's opposition.
Compared to this.
He's playing against Watford. You know what I mean? Like Ronnie's playing against people bigger, stronger than him. It's different. It's a different game.
True. Very true.
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, for me, I'm looking at Matty Taylor's and Scholes' were levels. Drogba's was good as well, but I just think the way that the height of the ball was what set Scholes' apart, and then the reaction from Matty Taylor, just run on it, and then just like sort of the way he sort of hit the volley, just different gravy.
And context is important because it wasn't a one-off fluke. Matty Taylor scored like 5 to 8 of them, didn't he, in his career? He did a few at Portsmouth, a couple of West Ham. Like he scored a few of them goals.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He scored a few
bangers.
Yeah. So, any other business? We're coming up to an hour. Did you want to do any sort of who am I or anything like that? Oh, you are. You're hitting me with a who am I? Right. So go on then. I had a shocker after a great video the other day about the greedy West Ham owners selling their soul and all the problems with that, which was been really well received. Thanks. So if you haven't seen that video, go and have a look, because I think a lot of neutral fans, like yourself included, like you hadn't realised just how it was. So some lovely comments on that privately and on the video. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look. It is worth a watch. And also, so many nice comments, so many nice people messaging, so many people that I bump into telling me they watch the podcast. Like nobody liking the podcast, you know, still less than 100 subscribers. I think we're on 80 or 82 or something. Like a lot of you watching this, you might not even realise you're not subscribed. I'm sorry to nag, but it takes 10 seconds to just click subscribe. Just it helps us. And when you like a video or subscribe, it sends a message to YouTube to send it out to other like-minded people that might get a kick out of watching football content. So just help us out with that. That's all I was going to say. Now we've got
just so that everyone knows now, if you do search opinions from Offside on YouTube, we are the first one that pops up now, because the other channels ain't getting the traction we're already getting. Can you see I've been caught the sun today? I am so red around there. Jesus Christ. And we are the next channel. I think they've lost subscribers. I think people have clicked on ours and then gone, oh, is that theirs? And then gone, oh, actually, no, that's not them. And then fucked off and left them. So we're flying, but we can always do better.
We're basically like the Paul Scholes channels or the Matty Taylor striker channels, and they're a bit like the Robin Van Persie cut inside and play it vaguely. They're basically the Tom Huddleston, aren't they? Really?
I was going to say Dave Nugent, but yeah, whatever you want, mate.
Nice. I was going to say I had a bit after that video. We had a great video, and my mind was so on the facts and figures and remembering all the things that had happened with Stadium Move that my head was up my arse, and I didn't get your who am I. You said I've got an easy one for you, and I didn't get the Aubameyang one. So got to try and redeem myself today. So
well, I've got two here for you, right? I've got who am I, and I've got another one for you, right? This who am I would expect you to get because we've covered it, right? And it's just in relation to Scotland. This is more for the viewers, right?
Yeah.
Which goalkeeper has conceded the most goal of the month contenders? If you need clues, you can ask 3. In fact, no, I'll give you 4, but I'm taking a point off for every clue you ask for. Which goalkeeper has conceded most goal of the month contenders?
Is this goalkeeper still playing in the modern era?
He's not playing, but he might be about somewhere.
Right. So I won't count that
as a clue. I won't count that as a clue.
Right. Okay. I'm going to decipher from that. We're like Scott Carson, Ben Foster kind of era.
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie.
That's not going to help because that era is 20 years. Ain't going to help.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm going to take without taking a clue, I'm going to have a wild stab in the dark. Right. I'm going for Baggio Glory here. Is it Joe Hart?
No.
Right. Okay. What team would you say he was most famous for playing for?
Difficult one, that.
Bit of a journeyman.
He's had 2 where he was really known for. I'd say the one he's most known for was Wolves, but that's not the one where he conceded most of the goals.
Wolves. Wolves keeper. So, my Wolves goalkeeper would have been before that time, but then that, like you say, that time's a large spanning thing. So,
Bearing in mind, Wolves were in the Championship a lot. That's where he's most known for, but it's not where he conceded most of the goal of the months.
Wayne Hennessy.
It is big Welsh Wayne Hennessy conceded most goal of the month contenders. Conceded.
When did we come on? When did we cover that? When did we ever cover that?
We covered that when we were talking about wasted English talent. When we were talking about Dele Alli and the flick over the goalkeeper, over the defender's head, and the striker outside the box was against Wayne Hennessy, and Wayne Hennessy conceded the most goal of the month contenders.
Did I redeem myself with that one?
You did. But now that's just a warm up. This is the real test to take us to the full hour.
Yeah, go on. Oh, the Mulby experiment. Yeah, go on then.
I'm going to Mulby experiment you.
Please put that graphic up again and let me explain what it is. So we've got this graphic for when we do the Mulby experiment. The Mulby experiment is you are this Einstein-looking mad scientist. You're in the lab. You got your Bunsen burner. You've got your little Petri dish, right? You've got your little test tubes, your little specimen samples.
Do it in that voice.
Let's shoot. I don't know, mate. What we're going to do is we're going to create a player. You need to leave our players alone because, of course, we know how to defend. We just like to entertain, mate. And we're just going to get in the lab and we're going to take 3 players. And we're going to. What you got to do is you got to give us 3 different attributes, one attribute only, from 3 different players to make us like an ultimate supercharged player. So I think we spoke before about having like. We said off camera, you did a good one in the cardio about the goalkeeper, didn't you? You wanted like the size and presence of Schmeichel, didn't you? Like filling the goal.
Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, footwork of Manuel Neuer. And then did you have the throw of someone or who was it? What was it you had? Distribution or shot stopping or?
I think he had
Peter Cech.
Yeah, I think we had commanding of Petr Cech or something like that. But I think you're going to like this one because this is not your usual, right? So basically, of the 8 goal of the month contenders, you've just seen taken an attribute from 3 of those and put them into a West Ham centre midfielder. Into your team now.
Right. Okay. So do I have to pick the centre mid and then adapt him with these 3 attributes?
No, do you pick from the players that we've just seen there, the goal of the months?
Yeah, we're building one for West Ham.
Creating your brand new centre midfielder. 3 attributes.
We are going to have for that 2 years, we're going to have that midfield presence and the versatility and the getting up and down the pitch, box to box power of Michael Essien.
So you've got the stamina of big Michael.
Yeah. We're going to have the goal scoring from midfield and the late arriving and basically goal scoring attributes of Big Fat Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll have the passing, and you might not agree with this, we'll have the passing ability of Paul Scholes.
No, I could see that. I could see that. My only concern was that player is I think you've just wasted Michael Essien. If you're going to be getting goal scoring, why do you want him doing box to box?
Well, both. I want him an all rounder.
I think you're looking at that as it to fit in your West Ham team now. I don't think he's going to get in. I think he's going to. How can you be scoring goals if you're going box to box to box to box to box? There's limitations.
Socek's a box to box.
No, he's
player and he scores a goal. Box
and box. Nothing in between there. Yeah, he doesn't.
In both boxes, he'll pop up and score a goal. You know what I mean? Well, tell me what would be your 3 then?
I'd have gone with your passing of Scholes.
I thought that would be the one you dispute.
No,
I think we spoke before. I think that you think Scholes' passing was overrated.
No, I think Scholes' passing is overrated because that's all he could do. People talking about his passing. Even though his passing was outrageous. But
just seen him win our goal competition with a volley. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, all right, so we can hit a volley, but he's mainly known for passing, right? His passing is his thing because he can't run, he can't tackle, he's not physical. So as a midfielder, he needs support, my opinion, right? My opinion, as a midfielder, if I was playing against him on a level field with players which were at my level, I don't think he'd stand out as much as you'd expect because he wouldn't have the players around him to help him stand out. The runs won't be there for him to hit. Does that make sense? You're only,
Yeah,
as a
makes sense.
passer, you're only as good as the person
You need
receiving.
options. Yeah, you need options. Yeah.
So I'd have gone for his passing, but I'd have changed it up for you. I'd have gone for the physical presence as a mountain of Tom Huddleston, right? And then I would have gone for the energy of SEN. Purely because that, to me, that's a peak Thomas Souček. That's why I'd have built that together. That's peak Souček. That's Souček in between the boxes.
I can see the cohesion, but that sounds like a slow player.
Doesn't matter. What moves faster, the ball or the player?
Yeah, it depends on the team and the system. See, the trouble at West Ham is, if I can run you through our centre midfielders or our midfielders, Alvarez, slow, Souček, slow, James Ward-Prowse, slow, Guido Rodriguez, painfully slow. I just think you'd need the attributes of someone a bit faster in that West Ham team. Go on, Devil's Avocado.
What about Arsenal's midfield of Odegaard, Partey, Rice? Got outplayed.
Yeah, but that's because of the setup for that particular game. That was a bit of a smash and grab. We played well, but we set up right. We had 5 shots in that game. Yeah, we could have, but it was a bit of a... But I don't want to see us playing in that fashion against bottom of the league Leicester on Thursday. So it's horses for courses. No, that's what I mean. It's horses for courses. I don't think that midfield trio are always going to work just because of the lack of mobility. But it's interesting, and people can let us know. People can let us know their Mulby experiment out of those 8 players. Was it 8? When 8 players in that goal in a month competition, you can give us your attributes.
If we were picking a forward, it's different, but we'll do that on the next episode.
Next episode, that's exactly what we'll do. Any other business before we go?
No, all is good. All is nice. What can you say?
Sweet, man. Until the next time, we'll see you soon on
Opinions from Offside.
You keep balling.
Keep balling, baby.